What the G20 meeting is really about is a financial crisis, but it's a crisis that's global and primarily now affecting developing countries hardest, even though they bear no responsibility. What we'd like to see is not just a few measures to help developing countries in the short term, but really a set of changes to the global financial system that will benefit everyone, including developing countries in the long term. And that means making it much more transparent so that tax evasion and tax avoidance are much more difficult. We really have two particular elements of the campaign, both about transparency. On the one hand, we want to see transparency between all jurisdictions. We want to see tax havens required to share automatically tax information with each other country, but including developing countries. The current system of bilateral deals simply doesn't work for developing countries. They're not able to make deals with tax havens and they don't get any information. We'd also like to see transparency in the corporate sector, and that means that instead of the largest companies declaring a global set of consolidated accounts, they actually have to report some minimum level of economic activity, profits made and tax paid on a country-by-country basis. And that will enable developing countries very quickly to identify the potential areas of abuse. And it will also help investors who really feel in the current crisis they haven't had the information they'd have needed. These are measures that will really work for everyone.
Okay, so where are we now? Put people first?
I thought
I think they're saving themselves for the April the 1st and the 2nd. I am worried that I'm going to get trapped in the Excel Centre on the 2nd of April and not be able to get home.
Action Aid is looking for two things from the G20 leaders when they meet in London. First of all, we want them to commit to help the people around the world who are suffering as a result of this crisis. We know that millions of people are losing their jobs, that children are being pulled out of school, and that this is going to throw development into reverse. We also want them to be brave enough to take the opportunity to solve some of the problems that existed in the world economy before the crisis hit, and to make an economy that works for people and not just for a few bonus-hungry bankers.